No. Let's try something else. Hit it, Joe.
Three idiots sharing memories with fans who watched the show. It's the best of both our worlds.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Best of Both Our Worlds, the official, unofficial Hannah Montana podcast, the show where three idiots share our memories of Hannah Montana with the fans, so you get a chance to see the other side of the best damn Disney show ever. I am one of your hosts, Jason Earles. I play Jackson Rod Stewart on the show.
Oh, that makes me so happy. I'm Shannon Flynn. I was the acting coach and a director on the show.
And I am Douglas Danger Lieblein. I was one of the writers and co-executive producers.
Douglas, dangerously blind Lieblein.
No,
it's so
not
much.
dangerously.
That's right.
Douglas, dangerously blind.
It's a story. I'll tell it one day, but not today. And before we start, we like to do our little Hannah Montana spotlight, and we're gonna do it today too, because we do it every time.
And this one comes from YouTube. It was at TCO 1992. Can I be in the Hannah Montana spotlight? You are. My wedding was last week, and my husband's vows, he said, I promise to love and support you no matter what, even with all the Hannah Montana stuff. LOL. Thank you to your husband for being a big supporter of you and your love of Hannah Montana.
That's my second favorite wedding vow. Jason's was my favorite, where he promised to love and cherish and always feed her.
Always feed her. Also, she has an irrational fear of zombies, and so I promised to never eat her in a zombie apocalypse.
True. It was a very good wedding vow.
was
It was very good.
It was a very touching ceremony.
And I can say, Jason has kept his promise to always feed her.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's not a
That's
lie.
true. Happy wife, happy life. We know. Our second comment is a biggie. We got at Womanatomy left a comment on YouTube as well. She said, "Words cannot describe my love for this podcast, as well as the series that it is centered around. There's something so therapeutic taking this journey through Hannahland with you three and cute guest stars, of course. Jason, I quote Jackson on a daily basis and can't remember a time in my life when I didn't. Thank you for making such a memorable character for me to base half my stims off of. You are a brilliant lil turd." Dougie D, your realness is inspiring, and I'm really enjoying getting little peeks into your beautiful mind. He does have a beautiful mind.
That's one word for it.
Shannon, you cry, I cry. Please know I am always ready for a group cry anytime at all. It's rare I see someone on this here internet with an emotional appearance so similar to my own. I relate to you more often than not, and it's comforting. I mean, I'm the type of girl who can't listen to Hoedown Throwdown without crying, which I find to be equally adorable and concerning at the same time. Which is true. Make me your Hannah Montana so I can finally be recognized for these ketchup moisturized hands. Kidding. Please do not request verification. It's a long one, but the journey was worth it.
Oh, yes,
Thank
absolutely.
you so
Thank you so much
much
for sending those in. Super fun.
Yeah, and if you would like to be in the Hannah Montana spotlight, just leave a comment or a review on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on TikTok, Instagram, apparently not on X because, Jason doesn't like it.
I have an axe to grind. I have an axe to grind.
But any way that you can, leave a comment, and it is in the running. We just pick them out. We read them all, and we just randomly pick them out for this.
It's not random.
It's random.
It's a little random.
It's a little random.
It's not random.
And finally, check us out on our website, bestofbothourworlds.com. It has a bunch of stuff on there that you're not going to see here. It has some photographs, some backstage stuff, little tidbits that you're not going to find here. And, of course, it also has the merch. The merch.
Okay, so let's start with our little babao sweet niblets for this episode. Shanny, what you got?
The episode we're covering is More Than a Zombie to Me. It aired on September 8th, 2006. The writer was our very own Steve Peterman. Director Roger Christensen. And our main notable guest cast is Carrie Payton.
Carrie Payton.
Yes. And we have titles for all of our Hannah episodes that are based on songs. And this one, More Than a Zombie, was based on the 1978 Bee Gees smash hit, More Than a Woman, written by the brothers, Barry, Robin, and Maurice Gibb. And now we were a little lazy, I have to say, on the road again, because we just flat out said the title. But this one we were super extra specially cool with, because not only is it a good pun on the title, but it fits perfectly with the episode. It's on point with the story. It fits thematically, and it fits sort of organically with this 70s themed dance that we do, and with Jake dressing up a little like Tony from Saturday Night Fever. So
amazing.
Fits perfectly.
This is one of the better ones for sure. I was very impressed with this one.
And you have a good sweet niblet there.
So I love the sweet niblet for this one. Shannon pointed out to me that yet again we have another guest star that was on this episode that ended up doing massive projects afterwards. Carrie Payton plays the director of Zombie High, our show within a show, in this episode.
That's right.
And our question is, what insanely popular animated show has he appeared in over 425 times? And what character did he play? And as a bonus, what live-action hit TV show did he go star in for over 80 episodes? And what character did he play there? And that just barely scratches the surface of what this guy's... It's incredible. So looking forward to sharing that with you at the end of the episode.
Right. And now the podcast also has a title, a little special title. And it's a little sweet niblet that we may reveal to you at the end, or you may figure out as we go. And the podcast title is Perfection, Killed in a Flash. What could that possibly mean?
I do love this whole story.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, give us a little synopsis. Let's remind everybody what this episode was about.
Okay, so when Jake Ryan, we remember Jake Ryan. When he finally asks Miley to the school's 70 themed dance, Miley shockingly says no. She doesn't like Jake, or so she says. And to complicate her situation, Miley is asked to star on Jake's Zombie Slayer TV show, which at first seems kind of cool. It is, But then she learns that Hannah's character has to kiss Jake on the show. Big uh-oh. Nuh-uh. She doesn't want to do that. Yeah. Miley tries to wiggle her way out of the on-screen kiss, even suggesting that she kiss Demon Dog instead. Okay? Miley ultimately softens when she hears Jake's heartfelt confession that he has a crush on a girl at school. That girl, Miley, who he has a crush on, she sees Jake for who he really is. She doesn't treat him like a star, but like a normal kid. Miley is instantly struck by the connection she shares with her fellow young star, and finally admits to herself what we basically already knew, that she has a huge crush on Jake Ryan.
There we go.
Who could have seen that coming?
Took a long road to get there. Miley's excited at the prospect of kissing Jake now, but is thwarted by her own actions when the director agrees to take her previous suggestion and have her character kiss the dog.
Nice.
So, back on the beach, Miley hopes that Jake will reconsider and ask her to the dance again, but Jake throws her a curve when he asks Lily instead. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Lily agrees to go, driving a wedge between her and her best friend. Drama. At the dance, the girls fight over Jake, but ultimately realize that no boy is more important than their friendship.
Beautiful.
Meanwhile, Jackson and Robbie try to outprank each other.
And that is all it is, and it is fantastic.
I agree.
For once, a one-line synopsis, one-sentence synopsis of the B story.
It
works perfectly.
Yeah, no complaints on this side of the table. Right. Okay, now that our memories are refreshed, where the heck did this story come from? Give us the background.
Okay, so we know this is part 2 of a 3-episode arc,
yes.
Right? And we knew where we had to go. We had to get Miley to sort of admit that she liked Jake in order to set up the third part of this thing, which was Good Golly Miss Dolly.
Which is coming up.
Yeah. So we knew we had to do a story where Miley admitted that she, had feelings for Jake. And it seemed flat to go straight at it, right? There was an interesting twist on it that Jake admitted to Hannah that he had feelings for this girl at school, Miley, which is kind of the opposite of what happened with Oliver. So it was a really interesting way to go about it, but it was kind of bottomless. It was sort of just a straight ahead idea. It didn't really have any emotional connection to it. So we ended up having this idea, a different idea that we knew we wanted to do at some point, which was we knew we wanted Lily and Miley to fight over a boy at some point. So we thought, remember, in Hannifying our episodes, we try to left turn them into something a little deeper, a little more serious. And we thought, what if we left turn this episode? We established what we need to with Miley Likes Jake, but then we left turn it into a story between the two girls, which is our core. Outside of the family, Miley's core relationship is Lily. I've always said it's not Jake or Jesse, it's Lily. So what happens when Lily gets in the way of her thing with Jake? It's almost like a who does she choose thing. And it added some depth to this story when it became her relationship with Lily was the more important thing to track. So that's how we Hannified it, and that's where this sort of genesis of this became relatable and heartfelt. It took an interesting turn. So in terms of storytelling, we were kind of happy with what happened with sort of the genesis of this. And in terms of memories of this week, I have a few. So this is Act 2 of a 3-act play that I played out with Standards and Practices.
Your experience.
Yes, my experience on this week. Act 1 was, as we talked about in an earlier podcast, when we saw her bra, right?
Right.
This is Act 2, which sets up an unbelievable Act 3, but Act 2 in and of itself is kind of fun. So this story starts with Miley and Lily in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And Miley is moaning like a zombie, trying to get Lily to notice her so she can tell her that information about the fact that she got cast on the Zombie Slayer show. And the original line that we wrote for Lily when she notices Miley acting this way she's going, what's the matter, your underwear too tight? It ended up becoming, what's the matter, your pants too tight? Why? Oh, I'll tell you. So we often, when we get a line that Standards doesn't like, we'll get an email that says, page 3, please revise. What's the matter, your underwear too tight?
Yeah.
And oftentimes when we don't understand why, sometimes it's very obvious why. When we don't understand why, we email back for clarification because we want to make sure we're addressing the note properly, right? And we just don't understand why we were given this note. So I emailed back, can you please clarify? The email I received back is one of my favorite emails in my 25 years in show business. Okay. And I will quote, the response to why we had to change what's the matter, your underwear too tight was, there have been a rash of young women in Germany who have been contracting vaginal infections from wearing their underwear too tight, and the corporation does not want to appear insensitive. There's so much to unpack there. Okay, first of all, the inadvertent use of the word rash completely by, she didn't do that on purpose.
They were funnier than they had any right to be.
Absolutely.
100%.
And then second, what? That's not the way it works. I mean, so what we ended up learning here.
Thank you for stopping there. I was so afraid that you were going to get like a little bit more descriptive and get into the biomechanics of. I'm just glad that we just.
So medically, it's not true.
Yeah.
But what was happening? What we ended up finding out was that in Eastern Europe at that time in the early 2000s, there was sort of a political firestorm over conservative boarding schools and the girls at conservative boarding schools wearing inappropriate outfits. And one of the things that they would do, if any of you were alive at that time, they would wear thongs with lowrider jeans.
Yeah.
It's the whale tail, right?
Yeah.
And they wanted to...
Yes, I rocked that real well.
Yeah. So they, in order to combat this, there was sort of a fake, urban legend going around that I think was completely constructed by the conservative schools that if you wore a thong, you'd get a yeast infection. So it was their way of scaring these girls out of that dress code. And now everybody knew it was bullshit, but nobody wanted to enter the political firestorm by taking a side. So the general opinion was, let's just steer away from saying that at that. And we were like, really? We can't say, because some stupid stuff's going on in Germany. We can't and they said, yeah, you can't say it. So that is we grudgingly changed the line. And that is the Act 2 of my little story. Act 3 is to come. Act 3, and I will tease this. It happens in the Good Golly Miss Dolly episode, and it may be my favorite moment that I ever experienced in my 25 years in show business. It is a stellar moment in my. It may be one of my favorite moments in my life.
That is a bold statement.
It is. Yeah. I will just counter with it's not as good as that.
But the Aristocrats.
But
yes.
we'll get there too.
It is so good. So that is the Act 3 is to come. So stay tuned for that.
I love how Hannah was an instrument for the oppression of creative expression of young women in Eastern Europe.
It's crazy.
Post-Cold War. What are we doing?
I know.
My other quick little memories of this episode are, I remember when we broke it out, we wrote the bathroom set where this scene happens, and then we wrote backstage at the Zombie Slayer shoot, and then we wrote on stage at the Zombie Slayer shoot, and then after we had written all that, they go, you get one set. And we're like, what do you mean? We got 3 swing sets. We got to do that, and they went, you get one. So if you'll notice, that bathroom set is just the bathroom set redressed as backstage.
That is correct.
It is all the same set.
Yeah.
And it's just like we just hung vines on it, and so it's crazy.
Well played for our set decorators and
sure.
our designers. We gave them an impossible task and they came through.
Yeah. I mean, that was pretty obvious too.
Right. And then the other memory I have of this week is that it did contain, the B story was fantastically simple.
Yes.
But there was a moment in the shooting of the B story which I go back to all the time, and I'm going to have Jason tell it because it happened to him, but it was genius. It was absolute genius, and it's one of my favorite moments on stage that happened.
Yeah, this was one of my most, I think, proud, memorable moments on set. It was because oftentimes you don't yell cut at the end of a scene. You just sort of see if anything else happens.
Yeah,
right.
And one of my favorite improv moments happens here. We do this prank episode back and forth. I cut the back of the chair for Billy Ray, and he spills the milkshake on himself, and he comes at me with, give me a hug.
Right.
And I'm like, oh no, stay away from me, sticky man, or whatever.
Right.
And I run through the door, which has a poster over it, and I fall through into a pool of chocolate pudding.
Yes, you do.
And the scene is pretty much supposed to be, I come back in, you see me all covered, Billy Ray got me, ha ha ha.
Yeah, we're supposed to go out. That's what we wrote.
That's
You go out there.
But since Billy Ray had asked me for the hug, I was like, well, it makes perfect sense. I'm going to ask Billy Ray for a hug. Because I'm like 10 times messier than he was. So I start walking towards him covered in the pudding and, give me a hug. And he's like, oh, no. He was smart enough to get the heck out of there.
Yeah.
And so he runs away, and I just start chasing him across the floor, and I'm slipping and sliding, and I fall on my ass, and I'm like, Daddy! And everything, once I come in the door, is just bonus comedy.
It's all improv, and it was some of the funniest things we had ever seen.
God.
We were I literally, and Steve talked about it, I literally saved Steve Peterman's life. He was laughing and rocking on his director's chair so hard, he fell out of it, and I was standing right next to him. I literally caught his director's chair, or he was going to go head into the concrete floor. I mean, it was that funny. Yeah. And thank God we were able to keep it. The cameras kept on you in the right way, and we kept that whole bit, which was all you.
Yeah,
it was just all you.
It was a very rewarding experience, but it's also one of my greatest angsty moments as well, because it's actually like not as perfect as it should have been.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
So I know. It was like, because what happened is we had somebody on set who loved to take behind the scenes photos. It was wonderful because it just collected a lot of memories. Mm-hmm. However, in this particular moment, this is one of those shots that you get one take of, because it's a lot to clean up, everything like that. And the person who loved to take backstage photos didn't realize that their flash was on. And so the moment that Jason crashed through the poster and into the large baby pool of pudding, the flash went off right at that exact
Ba-bow.
and the take had to be burned because
It ruined that part of the take.
Yeah. So then you have to go back and you have to like redo it.
Yeah, I actually don't remember the order, whether or not. I feel like we might have gone through once onto a crash pad before we did the pudding.
Yes.
And I think, and we end up using that shot in the thing because I don't think we got cleaned up and did it again.
No,
with
there
the
was
crash
no
pad.
way you got cleaned up and did it again. It forced a cut.
So just to test it out and to make sure we got one good run at it, we put the picture over the door, and there was a crash pad on the other side, and I run through the door and I just fall on the crash pad.
Yes.
Safety, we've got a version of it. Second take, I actually go into the pudding, super messy. The flash ruins that take, so if you watch the episode, I crash through. I just lay there like an idiot on the crash pad for a second. We linger on the shot a little bit too long.
Oh, yeah.
And then when we cut away to Billy and we cut back to me, then I'm covered in the pudding and you see me coming through. There's a part of me that thinks we should have never seen me on the crash pad. You see me hit the door, you cut away to Billy Ray and immediately go to me already in the pudding and working my way back out. Yeah. I feel like the edit is just a little bit off. It could have been a little bit better. But even for that, it's still one of my all-time favorite bits. Agreed. It totally works.
And it's funny as hell. And the fact that you did that whole thing after restarting is hysterical. And you can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think the reason that we didn't clean up and go again was because of the mess. I think we only had 2 of those posters.
We only had 2 of the posters.
Yeah, so you crashed through for the cast pad, then you crashed through in the pudding, and we thought, that's the last one we have.
That is true.
That's why when the flash went off and it killed it, we were like, oh shit, we don't have another poster. But the good thing is, there are pictures of that moment, which we can show you right now.
Yeah,
we will put those up. And
so you'll get to see it.
One of his, you're listening, one of them is Jason actually in the kiddie pool, covered in...
And it must be you waiting for us to start again, basically. What do you remember?
Well, I remember this week a lot.
Yeah.
And I remember that there was like lots of giddy anticipation of the B story for this because it just was so funny watching these 2 guys trying to punk each other. And also, obviously, Jason, you being able to highlight your physical comedy.
A lot of physical bits in this one.
Yeah. But do you remember working on that box bit with Roger? Because I remember the stage directions for it, and I remember during rehearsal there was a lot of frustration.
There was frustration. There was looking back, like this is a place where I got a little worked up that I didn't need to. I shouldn't have. But I remember being pretty frustrated. I didn't understand the logic of it at all. Right. Because the box is literally just big enough for me to stick my head in. The idea that there's a vacuum mechanism that would fit in there as well. The logic leap was too much for me in the moment. And I think the reason why I was a little worked up about it is because Jackson's so broad that like I always wanted for whatever he was doing to be grounded in some sort of reality. Sure. And the idea that like I was going to do this thing, but it was like so untethered was hard for me to wrap my brain around. But like I said, looking back, I don't think it's a big deal at all. It's just silly sitcom logic. I'm totally fine with it. I like this silly sitcom logic way better than I do like the magical mice that play the piano.
Oh yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Sure.
That's such a reality breaker. But like Mystery Box, I'll roll with a little Mystery Box.
Mystery Box is fun.
But I do remember like trying to figure out the justification for it and getting a little overly frustrated.
Yeah, no, I just remember you being like, well, how am I, like, it goes back to like your early days in this series when you were like, how am I going to shave my head?
Yeah. Right.
There was like this moment of like, well, how would my head fit into the same box with this very powerful vacuum and stuff like that? So that's hilarious. And then watching that first scene with them in the bathroom was really fun because it showed to me like the level of comfort that Miley and Emily were having with each other because, you know, Emily is doing the thing with their hair. And then throughout the scene, there are just these little sweet moments where Miley is like fixing Emily's hair, which was just super cute. And I thought that was just showed a level of comfort with each other. And I love, you know, again, sitcom logic. When you see a tablecloth on something that doesn't normally have a tablecloth on it, it is the equivalent of seeing a large wedding cake or sheet cake that we also have done on this show.
It's Chekhov's tablecloth.
Oh yeah.
It's like that's going to come into play.
Yeah. And you know, it's like be prepared for hijinks. Yeah. And then there were a couple of things, like you were talking about bra earlier, but like the bikini top for Emily, I was really surprised because that I think wouldn't fly.
They're
now.
normally so
it's like
protective
putting
or
modesty
conservative.
things. Even though she was wearing a cover. I remember when the dog was on set, all of it was great. Like him holding the toothbrush in his mouth and stuff like that was good. But Demon Dog would not allow our animal trainer to brush his teeth. And so like if you look at it really close, and it does not harm the dog at all. Our animal trainers were amazing.
Oh, yeah.
They would never do anything to harm the dog. There is a little mouthpiece in his mouth to keep his mouth open so that she could like, and I remember it was her doing it. There were a couple of things too that are a play on like when you guys do titles, which was the Miami Funk Corporation.
Yeah.
The groove is gonna get you.
Yeah.
And we know.
Yeah, I mean, it was, we have to Greek everything, even the words, right?
Yep.
Yeah. You have to be close enough where you don't get sued.
And that was supposed to be the Miami Sound Machine. The rhythm is going to get you, which was actually an 80s band. But, and then there were a couple of things like just little tips of the hat, like the girls that Jake mentions at the top of the episode when he's like, Sally, those were like names of writers and crew people that you would work in. Mm-hmm. And the name of the director of Zombie High, the character's name is Roger. Roger was the actual director of this particular episode, who also slated at the top of the scene where they're actually filming Zombie High.
Little Roger cameo.
Yeah, I know, little Roger VO cameo. Mm-hmm. And then the last thing, two things. Zombie High is shot at the Warner Brothers studio.
The stock shot.
footage. It is the entrance to Warner Brothers studio.
Yeah.
And also in the scene where Miley and Emily are dancing with Jake, there is this kid in the background that is having his own party back there. He's got his glasses on and he's
just chewing the scenery in the background, just feasting.
So funny.
Yeah.
Like everything else that's going on, it was just like it was just so funny to see this little kid, because it's hard to get background
to do
especially
anything.
Background kids to like not like to get them
it's one or the other. It's either they're doing nothing or they're doing way too much.
I know. And this kid, I mean, it was right on the edge because he's behind Miley.
Yeah.
So your eyes really go to Miley.
Yeah.
But like upon rewatching, I was like, oh, that kid's killing it. Anyway, what about you, Jace?
I love that so much. So for me, one of the things that like really leaped out was there's a great joke that enters, is the beginning of Act 1. Basically, Miley's trying to talk to Lily about Zombie High, and Lily goes, "Not now, Jake's about to change." And Miley goes, "Into what, a decent human being?" Yeah. And it so summarizes my feelings about Jake, the character, which we will talk about a little bit more in the What We Did Wrong section of this episode. But I just thought it was a really, really funny, solid joke, like right off the bat in Act 1. I think it's really fun to see Lily dote on Jake.
100% agree.
Because even though I can't stand Jake as a character, she's so cute in the way that she dotes on him, and it's such a fun departure from tomboy Lily.
Yeah.
So anytime we see her, painted in these different brushes, I always really like these parts of the episodes. When she's talking about having to kiss Jake when Miley is, she does this line, and I love the delivery so much. She's like, "I'd rather plant one on the pooch." She's like, the way she just sort of like pooches it up is just such a great Miley line. I love all the pranks in this episode.
Oh my God, yeah.
The booyah chocolate cake face is so good, and it all escalates so fast.
Oh
like it's a very, very short B story, and so the pranks go from like, "I ate your chocolate cake" to "I'm waking up in my pajamas with my entire bedroom on the beach set." That stuff just makes me so happy, even though it's really improbable. Again, I never got bumped on the logic because I just see these two guys really going all out in the prank war.
I couldn't understand, like, I'm sorry to interrupt, but Was the onesie something that Jackson actually sleeps in? Or because that's the way I see it.
Yeah, my interpretation is Jackson actually sleeps in a onesie, which makes it like, and Billy Ray would know that. Yeah. And so he's like, oh, this kid, he's done.
Yeah.
I do love the escalation.
Yeah,
though.
it's great.
It's great. And I love that our justification is, boy, you're a heavy sleeper. Like,
yeah.
That solves all the problems.
Yeah.
But as a B story, it's such a great father-son shenanigans episode. And these end up being some of my favorites because you watch Billy Ray and I in these, and there's just like a boyish enthusiasm.
Agreed.
It's like two dudes just getting to goof off in the most boy-friendly way. And I think it makes the scenes really work. And then for me, these episodes, and for whatever reason, this episode in particular, my dad passed away about 3 years ago, and I always saw like elements of my real dad in the way Robbie Ray is. So like going back and seeing, especially like the father-son shenanigan episodes, it's just like a great, like, in a very positive way, like a connection, and there's a joy in it for me that I just really, really appreciate. So this was a really, really fun one.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember you have said in the past that Billy Ray really felt like a father figure to you, and you felt so embraced by their family and stuff like that. So
and there's just the sense of humor, like very laid back guys, sneaky dad senses of humor.
Right.
There's a goofiness to it that is just very endearing and very sweet.
I love that.
So this one is a highlight for that way. So let's jump into like the meat of this, like what we did right, what we did wrong, and what we would do differently. I'll start off with just saying that this is the Oliver that I remember from the show.
Yeah.
I think he's so funny in this episode.
Oh my God, Mitch killed it.
He has the Oliver Smokin' Oaken swagger, but it doesn't feel cheesy. It doesn't feel like he's trying too hard. It's like he's grown up a little bit. And I don't know if it's that maybe the show's popular and he's getting attention in real life, and so there's that confidence that just sort of naturally comes with that, and it's spilling over into Oliver. But whatever it is, it feels really well worn and very realistic to me. And he's just so funny. Even the moment where like Jake is gonna pick the girl he wants to take to the dance, and Oliver knows that there's going to be 100 depressed girls to pick from afterwards. Like, that's something in the first handful of episodes I think like would have been like, oh, I don't know, but like it just works and is so funny for me. So I think Oliver is so good in this episode.
Yeah.
I think the story is great.
Yes.
I think the girls' relationship is so good in this. You see everything from them gossiping together in the bathroom and helping each other with their makeup, to them grappling with liking the same boy, and then ultimately choosing each other over Jake. It's just such a clean through line.
Yeah.
I think the story is exceptionally good and totally works. I love the bathroom scene after they fight.
Yeah.
They get all messy and they're cleaning themselves up in the bathroom. I just think that like it's so sweet to see Lily be the bigger person there, because I think she still likes Jake, but she recognizes that like this is not worth like pursuing. So she's being a really, really good friend. And then Miley ultimately making the choice to tough out the rest of the night with her is sweet and really works. But my favorite moment of the scene is when they're hugging at the end and they say, "You smell really bad." And she goes, "You smell really bad too."
Yeah.
That feels like such an improvised line. I don't know if it was in the script. If it was in the script, it's a brilliant line. If it was improvised between the two of them, that is a moment that feels so Hannah Montana to me.
Yeah.
Agreed.
What about you, Doug? What do you think that we did right?
We did a lot right here. I think I agree with you. It's a good Hannah story. It makes that left turn. It's a real good one. I thought that moment where Miley comes around to liking Jake, when he says there's this girl at school named Miley and she sees me, right? She likes me for me, not because I'm a star. We see, and it's this great acting moment that Miley does where we see her soften, which is hard because Jake's been a douche this whole time. But we understand, without writing anything, we understand because she performs it so well, this is all she wants. She wants to find someone that sees her for Miley, not for Hannah. And it's all in that moment. We constructed it well, and she performed it even better than we constructed it. So, and it's really just too bad that right after that moment, he goes back to being the biggest on the planet.
Yeah.
I mean, so
it really does show the powerful performance that he has done nothing redeemable up to this point, and the fact that she can make him like, oh, maybe I will give this guy a chance. In the shift in her look, I think is a
it is really.
Yeah.
So we did that really well. I loved Demon Dog. I wanted to take that dog home.
Oh my God, it's such a cutie pie.
I thought, okay, so we did something. We the show within the show, the Zombie Slayer show within the show.
Yeah.
We wrote it all sort of cartoony overacting, and we did a great job. You know, the moment that show is on, that they're performing in a different style.
Right.
And
I killed you once. Don't make me kill you again.
Right. And I think the twist of Jake asking Lily and that whole left turn we did right.
Great twist.
I thought the 70s dance was awesome. It was we pulled that off really, really.
Yeah.
Oliver's afro and Lily as Farrah and Jake as Tony, and it just everything about that worked.
Can I ask a question? Was that the gym set?
Yes.
It was the gym set, like from volleyball and from cheerleading and stuff like that.
And
that was repurposed, right?
Yeah, and I think what we did was we shot that. I think what we had to do was tear down the bathroom set. Well, we shot one of them on Thursday. We had to tear one down and put one up real fast because we had that set. That was part of the we can only have one set thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't go without complimenting my tears. I mean, she's so good. She's so good. I like the ending of this message that we were able to come to in this Jake story, that no guy is worth it. Yeah. I love that message. Mm-hmm. I thought the B story was simple, and that pudding moment just on stage for me made everything worth it. So I thought we did a lot. We did some stuff wrong, but I thought we did a pretty good job. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, because like two girls going after the same guy, it was, what I really love about it too was that the way they came at it was not because, it was because she lost her phone. That small little detail that made it like, it's not like they both were going after Jake. It was, she said yes to Jake before she ever knew that Miley liked Jake. So it was like an honest.
It's a great complication to throw in there to sort of like make it a little more even on who's to blame.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely agreed. Yeah. And that's the stuff that I loved about this show, is that there was a way to find a moment, just a small moment like that could make it an equal playground, as opposed to it being like, well, you said you don't like him, so I'm going to the dance with him.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like, no, you lost your phone, but now I liked it.
If Miley hadn't changed her mind until after she had witnessed him asking Lily out, that's a huge problem.
Yeah.
The fact she changed her mind but couldn't communicate that is like, you're exactly right. It is the linchpin for why this whole thing actually works. And yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, as we said, another stellar B story. You with the chocolate in your mouth, like the onesie covered in pudding. I mean, this really was like such a wonderful episode for all of your physicalization. They looked in the stall to keep the secret. There was a person in the bathroom at the top of the scene that crosses out, and nobody else is in there.
We're learning.
It was the first thing I noticed when I saw that scene. I was like, they did the thing, the secret.
We're learning.
I love it.
I know, and also yes, Emily in her Farrah Fawcett outfit was totally cute.
Maybe the cutest hairstyle so far.
Yeah,
for
agreed.
The entire season.
Absolutely. Yeah. Mitch was hilarious, as you said, like, as you were saying. And then there's a moment with Jake at the mic when he's like, I'm the second school person. Yeah. But when Jake is talking, there's just this cross shot over Jake, and Mitchell looks like he's falling in love with Jake. It is so funny. He's just got this like, and we'll put that picture up. It's just the puppy dog look on his face is priceless.
Yes, I agree. More Oliver, please.
What did we do wrong?
All right. Let's get into it.
Say it. Say it. You know you want to say it.
Jake Ryan is such a douche.
I know.
It is shocking how unlikable he is. Literally 99% of what comes out of his mouth is the cringiest stuff. Like lines like in the very beginning, the ladies, please no crowding, you know the rules, only A through L before noon.
Yes.
I don't care what moments of honesty come after that. I'm just like, he's unredeemable. This guy.
I just want to stop and point out that what we're talking about is Jake Ryan, the character.
The
we
character.
are not talking about
not
Cody
Cody
Lindley.
Yeah,
I just
Cody.
like some people forget.
It's a character. It's an
about-
actor playing a role.
Yeah, exactly.
It is about us and what we wrote, not about
Yes.
him.
I just wanted to clarify
Excellent
that.
clarification.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Very important. But I do have a question when it comes to the Jake thing. And what is it about hearing Jake say that he likes a girl at school who doesn't want to go to the dance with him, to Miley when she's Hannah Montana on the Zombie High set, that piques Miley's interest when Jake has already told her as Miley that he likes her and likes her because she doesn't treat him like everyone else? What is the thing that makes it click on the set that didn't click when they're on the beach and he confesses multiple times to her that that's how he feels?
Because I think there's something there's something when you have this player A through L, and he's such a player.
Yeah.
He'll say anything to get the girl. You can't really believe I like this. I like you, Miley. I like you because you treat me like I'm a human. You don't know if he's telling you the truth.
Yeah.
But when he says it to some stranger, it's true. And that moment now. To Cody's credit, he played that moment very real.
Yeah.
And that moment was so heartfelt that he said, and remember, he plays right into what Miley wants in her life, which is someone to love her for her, see her for her.
Right.
And he says it honestly. He says it without any ulterior motive to someone else, a stranger. And so it landed that, oh my God, he's been telling me the truth this whole time.
Right. I felt it was celebrity to celebrity, right?
Yes.
Like, oh, you get this whole life.
Right.
You understand it. Like, dude, there was just this moment of where he doesn't have to be on. I mean, even though there's probably 100 people standing around, like, waiting to shoot a scene.
Yeah.
But even the way it's
was
shot,
confirmation.
there's only 2 people in that scene. And so I felt it was celebrity to celebrity.
Okay.
And whether it was effective or not, it did springboard Miley into that moment, which I thought was really effective.
Okay,
which is
I buy that. I mean, because I could see like she is savvy enough as Miley that like, oh, now he's doing the thing where he's going to tell me how different I am. Yeah. But like the confession, celeb to celeb, like I buy that.
And also, last thing I'll say is that it's also about like. He's so performative no matter what, right? Out in the world, he's so performative. But when he like could finally had a moment where he could let his guard down, like that's the real person that she's able to see. And Cody played that deftly.
Yeah.
It was such a
And I hate the disservice we did to him as an actor by having him play this moment so well and then turning him into such a douche 2 seconds later. I mean, I hated what we did to him.
Yeah.
But that's where his comedy came from.
All right, I accept the answer.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
I do think, while who doesn't love a good little dance battle? Was fantastic. I think the girls were great in the sequence. I do think we get a little glimpse into the future cheater that Jake potentially becomes, because he goes to the dance with Lily.
Yeah.
And the fact that Miley shows up, and even though she's trying to catch his gaze, if there was an ounce of integrity there, he would have still realized he was on a date with Lily, but he lets himself get caught in the middle of the dance, and he's obviously interested. And there is an element of that again, I kept looking for moments where it's like, let's make the guy a little redeemable.
Right.
I want to figure out a reason to root for this guy because Miley's obviously interested. I want to go on that journey with her. But the fact that he would do that in front of Lily, I just found a little too gross.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see it. And actually, that's a nuance that I had not caught.
Yeah. I do have a baby sidetrack. We could potentially cut this, but I do think it's valuable. I like talking about the sort of the writing style or the tropes that lead to some of this stuff. And one of the things my wife and I, we watch a lot of, in addition to K-pop, we watch a lot of K-dramas and Japanese dramas and Chinese dramas. And one of the tropes they use a lot is this asshole boyfriend that you eventually fall in love with. They're exceptionally good at it. And I didn't believe in it at first, but Katie made me watch a show called Boys Over Flowers, and I watched the first episode, and she's like, I know you hate this guy, but you are going to love this guy. And I was like, there is no universe where I ever root for this asshole. It's not going to happen. And by episode 4, I was like, well, if she doesn't want him, I'll be with him. I love this guy. They're so effective at making you just be like, I don't know, that you see why they're a little flawed. You see the way they were hurt. You see the something that you go, I really do want them to get together. I want her to fix him. I want him to realize that she was the missing thing in his life. And it's so heartfelt and honest. And K-dramas are so good at it.
Right.
I would have loved to have seen a little bit more of how they manipulate that trope in what we did.
I wish we had
here.
some K-drama writers on
Yeah.
the show then.
Because
I don't know if we did it. And everyone with the Jake Jesse, I'm like, why would you even choose Jake?
Yeah.
Why would you ever choose Jake?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So anyway, that was my what we did wrong stuff.
What about you, Dougie Fresh?
I agree with all your stuff. I had a couple of little teeny things.
Yeah.
Okay, when we get to that beach scene, if you'll notice that opening tracking shot, Jake is drying himself off. He literally is wearing a rash guard wetsuit.
dumb.
He's drying.
It's so dumb.
He's not drying skin. He's drying clothing with a towel.
He's drying dry clothing.
Yeah, I know. It is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And then the other question was, in that box, the opening box, the Uncle, I'm like, in the writer's room was banging I'm like, what's in the box?
Yeah.
And no one could ever tell me.
Yeah.
Didn't matter.
What's in the box?
I asked. I kept trying to get something.
Yep.
But they were like, it's
What's
silly
in the
second logic.
box?
Literally, they just said, stick your melon in the box and hold on for dear life. That's your job today. Go do that. And so
That's what you
that's
did.
what I did.
And it
So
was
I
funny
will
as
tell
hell.
you, I could never get an answer. I mean, it was 7 all of a sudden. Like, what's in the box? We didn't know.
You know what?
And that drove me crazy.
It worked for me, though.
Okay.
So what I think we did wrong was, I know I am oftentimes in the minority with these things, but the yes no back and forth thing went on a little too long. For me.
in the cold open, you're talking about the bit where it's if Jake was going to ask you to the dance,
what would you
you're telling
say?
me you wouldn't say yes, and she's like yes, I
yes, you'd say yes, or yes, you'd say no. Yeah, yes, I'd say no, and then he's like.
And you, I know you don't like this beat. For me, I was watching it and I was like, oh, this is like who's on first. This is our verbal gymnastics.
Yes.
Who's on first? And it's not. I get it's not for everybody, but that's kind of what I love about the show. It's like this joke is very much tickles my funny bone. Not
It's
for
totally,
you.
It's just that it goes. It's like it goes for me. It goes on just one step too far, one step too long, and never goes back around to being funny again. But I'm always happy. Like not everybody. That's what makes
That's
this
true.
dynamic work, right?
I love it. I love it.
I thought Hannah's costume in the zombie show was absolutely dreadful. Like absolutely, it was just a bunch of tulle, and there's leaves in her hair, and
You're a tool.
Well, you're
that's
not
the
wrong
wrong-
there.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just like, normally she looks so cute, and so like, especially as Hannah Montana, it was just that there was no, I don't know.
There was no
Anyway,
Hannah to it. It was
there's-
straight zombie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
I remember the director as an actor being very, very cool, but I was like, this is one of those like over the top comedic performances in our show that just didn't really match.
I feel like a lot of times they get like those actors get stuck a little bit because I think because they're such one-off things, they get directed in a direction that's like it's the big broad thing. It happens with our photographers. It happens with our anytime we have a director on a set of a thing.
Yeah.
You know, if you're the host of the talk show that she's on, I feel like we get pushed into like broader, sillier takes.
Well, it goes back to what my big gripe is. They are deriving comedy, or we as writers and producers are deriving comedy from the stereotype of
what the thing is.
director,
Yeah.
stereotype of Hollywood person,
Right,
and not
right.
that specific character's thing.
Yeah.
Giving them a
we're
clear
not
point
giving
of
them
view.
enough.
Yeah.
And we needed to give that character more than just you're a big time Hollywood director.
Yeah.
We didn't give them anything,
Yeah.
and that was our fault.
Yeah.
So,
And I think oftentimes that there are actors who think that they have to overact in order to be part of a kids show. Like
Yes.
you can't.
Yeah.
And when I'm directing in kids shows, like my big thing is just ground it. Like ground it in something. Like find the reality first, and then you can push the comedy. But up until that,
I think people kept coming on the show and they'd be like, "Well, the overacting's working for that guy who plays the brother. So should I be doing that?"
But you're not wrong, and it's
Yeah.
just that it's the Anyway, why was the makeup table in the set? I mean, I know the logic because you had
because
one
we
set.
didn't have one
You had one set.
Yeah.
And then lastly, this is like the most minuscule of details.
There's a very Shannon note.
It's a very Shannon note.
When she comes into the dance and she looks so beautiful, and I'm sure Brenda was like
Brenda,
so
her hair,
like
her hair.
behind. There's this one stray hair that is backlit so you can see it. That shit is like
it's having its moment.
It's like it's just this moment of like, and I could just imagine Brenda at Video Village going like, anyway, but then it goes away. Like it's not there for the rest of the scene.
Yeah.
It's just in the big reveal.
And when you're editing, performance takes precedence.
I know exactly.
I love that you notice stuff like that.
Yeah.
As a big dumb dude, I
won't even see it, even though I'll watch it again. I'll be like, what is she talking about?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so little things that we would do differently. More Oliver, less Jake, please.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
That's a silly note, but the truth is, I sort of go back to my other point. If we could figure out some way to emulate that K-drama approach to the asshole boyfriend, if we hit that trope a little more on the nose, I think I would have loved more of a reason to root for Jake a bit.
I agree with you.
And we just never did.
Okay, so here's the thing I would do different.
Okay.
I think we have this great, sweet moment where Miley hears Jake saying, I want people to love me for me and not because I'm a star. And then she's fighting over Jake with Lily. And I thought we missed the opportunity for Miley to say, I want Jake because I want someone to like me for me and not because I'm a star. And I realized I already have that with you.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
And that's what she should have said to Lily.
She should have said, right?
Yeah, in the bathroom, it's, I don't need Jake to like me for me. I already have you. And because that's the core relationship. And I thought if we would have brought that back around, it was right there.
Yeah.
I thought, and watching it again, I'm like, oh shit, we don't do it. Oh shit, we don't. Did we do it and I forget? Did we do it and I forget? Then we didn't do it. I'm like, we set up that, but we pitched a fastball down the middle and we just didn't hit it. So let's all pretend that that's what she says.
All right.
Because it would have been better. But we just missed that. I thought we could have done that. That would have been my little writing tweak. I want to go back in time and
hitting that moment a little bit more on the
you know, and it was subtext, but I thought we could have. It would have been a sweet moment where she tells Lily, "I don't need Jake to like me for me because I have you."
I think that would have been a wonderful, wonderful solve. Yeah. And there were just a couple of things. Like Hannah's like kind of an asshole when she's on the set.
In what way? Like
just like I've got some notes. Oh. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like she's, you know, when you're. I mean, not that hasn't happened, but it's just like when you're a guest star on something and you have a reputation for being a nice person or whatever. Like Hannah Montana coming in there and being like, "I got notes," was just so. It was just so the antithesis of her character to me. And I think that there's a way to play that without coming off so bitchy. The kiss moment was really awkward. That voiceover kiss moment and the camera pushing into her.
Like, I really want to?
Yeah, it's just having to like act through all of that voiceover is real. I just would have cut it down a little bit. Like, who am I kidding? You know,
is
all
funny
that.
Though her face is funny.
Her face is. It just goes on.
Like she does it. She makes the most of the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm not denying that, but in retrospect, watching it, I was like, "There's probably a way that could have been." And I wish at the end that they had not looked at Jake longingly when they went to go dance with each other.
I stamp that.
100%.
Yep.
Because then it just undermined everything that they just experienced.
If we would have done the ending,
I
want to, 100%.
Because them looking at him just makes it like, actually, you're not my friend. I really want this guy.
Right, and it feels like that's where we're going in part 3, which we don't. We're going someplace else with the Dolly episode.
Yeah. Right. I mean, let him snub the boy. Let him be best friends. Like, don't ever cut back to him.
They should have. That would have been the end.
Would anybody get the Publishers Clearinghouse joke now?
Nobody gets that now. Like, I barely got it. I was like, what are they doing? Publishers Clearinghouse.
Yeah. So it was just like, but there's nothing you could do now. At the time, it was right.
Yeah. No, at the time, it made
definitely
sense.
a dated reference.
100%.
Awesome. Let's start to land this bird.
Yeah,
okay.
indeed.
Our title this episode
was Perfection Killed in a Flash, and we now know why. We had this perfect moment with the pudding and killed with the flash of a camera, but it did provide those beautiful pictures you saw. So
Yes,
that's true. That is true.
Absolutely.
And then I'm going to answer a little sweet niblet from the opening. Carrie Payton plays the director of Zombie High in this episode. The animated show that he did over 425 episodes of, and I think is maybe even continuing to, is he played Cyborg in Teen Titans Go.
Yeah.
And then the bonus live-action TV show that he was on and did over 80 episodes is The Walking Dead, and he plays Ezekiel Sutton in that show.
Yeah.
And I cannot stress to you enough how many other things. He's been in Invincible, pretty much every video game you've ever played. Incredibly talented dude, and it's fun that we got him early on for our silly little director.
Such a great guy.
we were
a great
launching
guy.
pad.
The launching pad. We do have a couple of little fan questions here at the very, very end. I'm just Kenny on YouTube left this question. Love that these episodes come out right as I'm getting ready for work Monday mornings. Were there any scenes that ended up being way more emotional than expected once filmed, or maybe way funnier? And how do you balance the comedy with those more emotional episodes?
I will say we looked for the emotional.
Yeah.
The theory I have is that the more emotional, the more heartfelt, the deeper you're feeling, the funnier the funny moment is.
Yeah.
The bigger
higher
that
the
release.
stakes.
Yep.
So the balance is we tried to go as far to the emotional as we could because we knew it made the comedy funnier.
Yeah.
So it wasn't about being sensitive to the emotional moment. It was about dive as deep as you can because it's going to make that funny release even better.
Now, our last thing is the best thing of this whole episode. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, God.
It trumps everything. Harrison Twitchell on Instagram said, dumb question. Does Doug actually work at Disneyland? LOL. I saw a video of, I think, the canoes, and I'm pretty sure it was Doug in that video. So, Doug, you have officially been called out here on the pod.
I was wondering how long I could go keeping this secret.
Today is the day.
I have a Hannah Montana secret. Okay, I'm going to try to tell the story as short as I can. Yes. The answer is yes. There. Can I get away with it? No.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I spent 25 years writing and producing half-hour television. I had an amazing career. I loved every minute of it. Towards the end of my career, the business had changed. I had changed. It was not as fun a job as it was early. And I got lucky enough that I could afford to sort of step away. And life is short. And I got to a point where I wanted to enjoy the rest of my life. And so I retired. About maybe 6 months after I retired, I was bored out of my
Wow.
Like, it's not all it's cracked up to be. So on a particular day, as you do when you have nothing to do with your life, I was at Disneyland with a bunch of friends, and we were on an attraction called the Davy Crockett Explorer Canoes. And if you've ever been on the Davy Crockett Explorer Canoes, it's a little hidden gem. It takes you around the rivers of America. It's very much like the Jungle Cruise. There's a river guide who narrates as you go, but it's incredibly unhinged. It is a lot of guest interaction. There's no prescribed thing as you go. It really is just wild and different every time and crazy, and it makes me laugh every time I go on it. And after experiencing this, I turned to my friend Katie, Eat It Katie on Instagram, and I said, you know what? Maybe I'll do that with the rest of my life. Maybe I'll just be a river guide here at Disneyland. And she said, and I quote, "You bougie white motherfucker, you know that's a job, right?" And I said, yeah. And she said, you never had a job your whole life, which is true. I went from grad school right into writing. And I said to the whole group, yeah, that's a dumb idea. So stupid. And I thought, as I was saying it, okay, here's my chance. My chance for the best practical joke of all time. I will secretly get a job at Disneyland on the Davy Crockett Explorer Canoes, and then I will invite all my friends one by one who were there that day and say, hey, you guys want to go to Disneyland? Let's meet at the canoes. We'll start there. And they'll show up, and I will be their river guide.
That's amazing.
And I did it. It took like 6 months, and the story of how I got the job is for another day. It's really funny, but I did it, and one by one, I picked them all off, and it was probably the best, longest joke I've ever done. It worked beautifully. It took months to pull off, but it was chef's kiss. It was hysterical. And at the end of this whole process, everyone's laughing, and they said, "Okay, Mom, that was the greatest thing ever. You can quit now." And I said, I can. That was 5 years ago. And I will say this is how it relates back to Hannah. When I was writing and producing half-hour television, we all know this, we are entertaining people and making them laugh, millions of people at a time. But for most of us, for me specifically, there's a disconnect. I'm writing something in a writer's room, shooting it on a stage, and then 4 months later, you're laughing at home, right? There's no connection with the people. On the canoe, I'm making people laugh, 20 people at a time, but I'm doing it right in front of you. Yeah. And you see the change in someone's attitude as you go. And you feel that energy and that juice and that connectiveness between you and your joke and your release and that person. And it is so addicting. We talked about this. There's an addiction to entertaining people.
Right.
And I got hooked on it. And I am lucky enough to be retired and have nothing to do with my time. So 3 days a week, you can find me at Disneyland, at the Davy Crockett Explorer Canoes. And even if, come say hi. If I'm not there, take the trip anyway. I promise you, you will not regret it. It is one of the most unique experiences in any Disneyland park. We only have it here at Disneyland. Well, I mean, there are canoe rides in Tokyo too, but they're a little different. Yeah. So the answer to your question is That's my alternate identity. Yep. That's my secret identity.
And I've ridden the canoes, and you were a fantastic guide.
Yeah, and also
it is very fun.
Doug looks super cute in his costume.
He does.
That's not true, but thank you.
He is the oldest person on the dock,
but he looks so cute. Yeah. He rocks it.
It's a kid's job, guys.
Yeah,
but it's a fun. Look, you gotta enjoy your life when you get older, and I do. So I enjoy doing this too. This is fun too.
It makes me so happy when I finally got in on the
finally got in on the bank.
This is chef's kiss. This is the long con was worth it.
Oh yeah. So that's what I do, guys.
All right.
Okay.
We did it. This was fun.
Yeah. This was fun.
This was fun.
Yeah.
I like you guys.
Sometimes it's not.
Let's keep doing this.
Okay, it's fun.
But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us again. This really is the highlight of our lives.
It really is. Guys, it really is. I got nothing else going on.
It's so much fun. If I wasn't doing this, I would be trying to get a job on the river with Doug. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. If you would like to watch the pod, make sure to subscribe to Best of Both Our Worlds YouTube channel. Please like, share, tell a friend. We would love to see the channel grow so we can do a whole bunch of these. Follow the show on Instagram at Best of Both Our Worlds Podcast, on TikTok at Best of Both Our Worlds, and on X at Babao Podcast. Don't do that. I think we got a little something going on Facebook too. Well, we're all over the place. Check us out. And then also bestofbothourworlds.com, the website. Check that out. Lots of fun behind the scenes stuff. We got merch. We got
some pictures.
Some pictures. You won't be disappointed.
It's beautifully designed.
Beautifully designed. So this has been Best of Both Our Worlds, created and hosted by me, Jason Earles, Douglas Danger Lieblein, Miss Shannon Flynn, executive producer Renee Colvert, produced by Jeffrey Murphy, filmed, edited, and finished at Quest Pacifica, with special thanks to Katie Boyum and Lee Anthony Smith. Yes. Original music by Joe Serafini, and social media strategy by Shelby Stahl and Beloved Social. And anybody want to take us out?
Oh, I'll do it.
All righty.
And with that, I say good day, Daddy. I said good day.
I like the different
woos. I try to mix it up a little bit.
So good. There we go. We did it. All right, go home.
It's the best of both.